All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the second installment in Johnny Logan's virtual info sessions. Our first virtual info session, which has already been uploaded to YouTube, was called Getting Started, and that video covered everything that a prospective student needs to know to become a first-time student at Johnny Logan College. So if you're a prospective student or just a Logan curious student, please give that video a view. The topic of tonight's installment is student success, and we'll be discussing the many free resources that Johnny Logan makes available to our students to help them succeed both in and out of the classroom. My name is Philip Brewer. I work in the recruitment and student life office at Johnny Logan College, and I'm hosting tonight's virtual info session. And just to kind of get us started, I wanted to provide just, some initial comments on student success, because student success isn't just measured by passing classes and earning a degree, even though this sort of crowning moment of student success is when our students walk across the stage with their degree in hand. But student success also encompasses a student's personal and intellectual growth, which will continue long after they've graduated from Johnny Logan. Success in college is about enhancing your confidence in life as you develop the life skills you need to creatively overcome the many obstacles that life will throw at you, right? Whether you're facing down financial obstacles or interpersonal obstacles or academic obstacles or mental health obstacles. Students also succeed when they gain the critical thinking skills necessary to improve themselves, grow in wisdom, establish worthwhile goals as they begin to figure out, who they are and what they want from the world. Student success is also measured by the relationships and the friendships that students forge while they're in college. So we try to take a holistic approach to student success. In other words, we treat the student as a whole person and not just a tuition payer, a test taker, and a degree earner. And because we have a diverse body of students at Johnny Logan, our students are always going to encounter kind of different and a diverse set of obstacles. So like a single mom who's coming back to college to get her accounting degree may be facing down obstacles that are totally different from a 19-year-old fresh out of high school and who has no clue what they want to study. But dealing with a wide variety of students who come from a wide variety of backgrounds and who have a wide variety of goal is precisely our speciality here at Johnny Logan. It sort of just comes with the territory of being a community college. And so we're going to start our discussion tonight with the Student Success Center, which is home to Logan's disability support services, the tutoring program, the TRIO program, and our counseling services. And with that, I'm going to let Donnie Wingett introduce himself and take over from here.
All right. Like Philip said, my name's Donnie Wingett, and I'm the mental health counselor for the college. And my office is located in the Student Success Center. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the services that we offer in the Student Success Center, that is supportive services to all of our students. So the first one that we have is disability support services. And that is for students who, if you're just coming out of high school, if you have an IEP that you've worked on through your high school, or you're getting ready to leave high school and you have a 504 plan, those are what we can work with in college. And you are eligible to get accommodations in college, and they are a little bit different from accommodations that you might have had in high school. Also, if you're an adult learner and a non-traditional student, if you do have some sort of disability that you don't have documentation for, that maybe you been a long time since you've been in high school and that plan would be outdated, you can always come in to see me and we'll figure out a way to get the accommodations for you. It might be a referral to a doctor. I might be able to do that myself. But what I wanted to talk about is the different levels of accommodations that we have to offer. In high school, I know there's a lot of accommodations that are put in for supports that are great for high school, but not really great for college. So some of the things that I've seen for high school accommodations are, for example, a word bank for a test. So every answer on the test, you're going to have a word bank and then you fill in the blank. In college, that's not an accommodation that we offer. But some of the accommodations for college level that we offer are extended test taking time, a quiet place to take a test. Um, and those can be taken in our learning lab, or those can actually be taken in the Student Success Center. If there's any sort of vision issues, we can help out, maybe expand your books to a larger size. If there is some issues, maybe you need a test reader. We have programs on our computers that you can take your test in our rooms and it'll read your test to you. That's also a program that you can buy and use on your own personal computer if you think that would be helpful for homework and quizzes and things like that. Um, so how do you get supportive services and accommodations? So the first thing that you would do is you can either come into our office and we can guide you through it, which you're welcome to come in and talk to me or the disability support services person. You can go online and apply. If you go to John A. Logan's homepage, you can go to Disability Support Services, and there's a button, it's a big blue button that says Apply for Services. You give us some general information about you as far as your contact information, what sort of disability that you're applying with. We do require that you do have some sort of documentation from a doctor or a therapist, depending on what accommodation you're applying for. And sometimes we can refer and help you get that if you don't have one. You apply, we send you an email, and then you come in and meet with us. We do a short interview and you tell us what's been helpful in the past, um, and what sort of services that you think would be helpful for you now. We talk about those, we come to an agreement, and we put those in the computer, and it's all done automated. So once we agree on everything and you sign your paperwork, we'll automatically send those to all your instructors and professors, so that they'll get those directly to their email. And that is how the Disability Support Services works. So if you have any questions about what a disability might be that would qualify you for accommodations, you're welcome to contact our office at any time and we'll give you that information. We want college to go as easy and smooth as you can, especially when you first transition into college from either high school or the world of work, or maybe this is your first time going to school. Don't feel you have to do this alone. We'll definitely help you out. All right. So we also have a tutoring program. Few things about that is we do have professional tutors. The gentleman in the picture right here is Wayne. That's one of our professional tutors. And his profession before he became a tutor was an engineer. So he works with students on all areas of math. So it can be, I'm not great at math. So I had a tutor when I was in college and it made all the difference to me. We also have student tutors. So those are students who have taken the classes that you will be taking and they feel confident. Either their teachers have referred them to the tutoring center or they've gotten an A or a B in the class and feel confident that they could be a tutor and help you out. So you have your option of either a professional tutor or a student tutor. And it's really just your option and what classes you have. And it's really your choice. And to get into a tutor, every student that comes to John A. Logan can get an hour of tutoring per class that you have. And you can, the best way to get to us is you can apply for tutoring online, or you can come into our office and talk to us. And you can make your request for professional or a student tutor. I would suggest that if you are going to be somebody who's going to come in on a regular basis, I would make an application and make that maybe a weekly standing appointment. And let's say that, you know, maybe you just want to try tutoring for the first time. Maybe you've never done it. Maybe you're not sure you need it. You can always do walk-in tutoring. So what that means is you're going to come into our office and we have lots of tutors that are available to you. And you can walk in and have an hour of tutoring and see how it goes. If you like that tutoring and it's really beneficial to you, you can come in and make an appointment with that tutor moving forward. And like I said earlier, every student may receive 1 hour of tutoring per class, and that's a scheduled tutoring event. But if you need more than that, you can always do walk-ins or see if that tutor has extra time for you because they have a pretty tight schedule with a lot of students coming in. But don't feel that you need to struggle in a class. And if you know going in when you register for classes that maybe one of the topics is not something you're really strong in. I know that when I was here, some classes that were really hard for me were anatomy and physiology. There's a lot of information in that class. And that's something that I know a lot of students come in for. We have a lot of students that come in for varying levels of math, all the way from your beginning college algebra, physics, calculus, geometry, all those things. We have tutors for those. And I know that when I graduated high school, I wasn't ready for college level math. Um, and also, I wasn't really prepared to write papers when I came to college. I had maybe written 1 or 2 page papers in high school, but when I got to college, we had to do citations and things like that. So our tutoring office also has a writing center. So you can come in and you can get help writing a thesis statement to get your paper started. If you've got your paper started, we can always proofread for you. So there's a number of different things we can do with the writing, and it really just depends on what you need. So that's a little bit about our tutoring program. All right, so TRIO program. It is a federally funded program that is set up for students, and some of the qualifications to get into the program is you only need one of these. You have to be a first-generation college student, meaning that your parents did not graduate from a four-year university. Now, they could have graduated from John A. Logan or a trade school or something along those lines. But just a first generation college student, meaning your parents didn't graduate from, let's say, SIU, for example. You could have a documented disability. I just kind of use an example of one that most people know about is if you have ADHD. That could be a documented disability that you might get accommodations for, but that's a way to get into the program. The other area is you qualify for financial assistance. So if you get MAP or Pell Grant, so there is a financial need component to this program as well. So what are the benefits of the program? So some things that we talked about earlier is you can get additional tutoring time. So if you need more than 1 hour for class, you can schedule that. You get mentoring. So that would be someone like myself or someone in the Student Success Center who's been to college. They've been through difficult times. They know the ins and outs. They know a little bit about everything that you're going to do in college. So that's someone that you can ask college questions to, that maybe you don't have anybody in your family, or you just haven't met somebody yet that can guide you through college. That's something we really like to do. I had one in college, not through TRIO. I wish I had known about the program when I went to school, but I had a mentor that helped me get through school. They taught me how to use the library. They taught me about financial aid. They taught me about just about everything that there's not a class on. And I couldn't have made it through college without this person. So they're really good to have. Other things that we do is if you're planning on graduating from John A. Logan and going to a four-year university, one thing that we can do is help you figure out what that transfer looks like. If you become in TRIO, we have the option of becoming your advisor to help you pick out your classes if that's something that you would like from us. And we can kind of tailor your degree to the college that you want to go to. We can also, in some occasions, take you to the college. We've gone to SEMO, we've gone to SIU, we've gone to SIUE, we've gone to a number of schools so that you can see what the campus looks like. If you were going to live on campus, what do the dorms look like? What do the dining halls look like? You can meet an advisor when you're there. You can get a feel of the campus. So when you go for the first time, you're not completely lost, and we'll walk you to where your classes might be. It's just a really good way to see what colleges are out there. And as you go through your John A. Logan experience, you might want to go to SIU at one point, and then you might change your major and want to go to a different school. Let us help you figure that out. It's a lot to take on, and we want you to not waste time and money. So that's a really great benefit to TRIO. Couple of my favorite things that we have with TRIO is we go on lots of cultural events. Maybe we kind of think of them as events that maybe you couldn't go to for financial reasons. Maybe it's transportation, but it's something just to enhance your college experience. So just some examples of the things that we've gone to over the last year, a couple years. We've gone to the Fox in St. Louis to see a number of plays. And when we go, we always, transportation's provided. We provide dinner. We all decide where we want to go to dinner before we go. We go to the event. Maybe on the way home, we stop and eat again. It's always a really good time. We've gone, like I said, we've gone to the Fox several times. Um, we have gone to the Civil Rights Museum in Memphis. And while we were there, we went to Graceland, and then we went to eat a couple places. One year we rented out a train and did a murder mystery tour around Halloween time, and had dinner served on the train. It was really fun. Um, and there's just a number of things that we do. And if there's something that, if you join the TRIO program, and there's something that you want to do that maybe you can't afford or don't have the transportation and you think it would be really fun to go, you can always ask us and we might make a whole trip of it, take a whole bunch of students and go experience that. So those are our cultural events. And then one major thing that we do is we give away, we have a lot of financial assistance. So we have a banquet in the spring where we have a big catered dinner and everybody comes and we celebrate your successes. And by those successes, we give out financial awards. So there are some awards that are $500, some that are $1,000. Sometimes you get grant aid to pay for your whole semester. It really depends on financial need and how many people we have that are participating in all our TRIO events. That helps us decide how we can help it with financial assistance. And you can apply online for TRIO. It's got its own webpage that you can go to. You can fill out the information. You can come into the office and I can help. I can give you a paper application. And even if it's your first semester, go ahead and apply. Sometimes we take first semester students. Sometimes we'll hold your application and see how you do with your classes as far as your grades and attendance and things like that. But we can only take about 200 people at a time in TRIO. And as people graduate or maybe they go on to different schools, we can allow more people in. But I always encourage you to apply. And then if you haven't heard anything back from us, you can always come in and ask us, how is my application going? And we'll let you know where you stand. But if you qualify for any of the three things, so first generation college student, a documented disability, or you get financial assistance, really consider applying for TRIO because it's a lot of fun and it really will benefit you in your college career. All right. So this is my area. So my role at the college is I'm the mental health counselor. So I just put a few things on here of some typical things that I work on with students. Some of them you would expect. So, when you come into college, making a transition from wherever you've been, maybe it's high school to college. Maybe it is from a job that you've been working at to college. And that's stressful. It causes anxiety. And those are some things that you can discuss with me. And we'll come up with some strategies to maybe reduce some of that stress and anxiety. And that'll be things that we work on together. Maybe some of the other things that I've talked about previously, you could get into those. So if you're really stressed about your math class, well, let's talk about that. Why are you stressed about math? And then we can maybe get you a tutor. So we can solve some of these problems just with some of the areas within my office. But we can definitely work on stress and anxiety, not just school stress and school anxiety, but life sort of things. And also work with students, you might feel that you have some depressive issues, and we can talk about those. And so those are just a few areas that I work on with students. Some other things that I really work a lot with students is academic goal setting and planning. So when you arrive in college, you might have one idea of what you want to do in school, or maybe you've had someone along the way say, oh, you'd make a great teacher, or you'd be great working in business. And then you take that advice and you get here and you start taking those classes and you realize that's not for you. You don't necessarily want to be a teacher and you don't want to work in business. And so that's figuring out what your next step is. Do you need to change your major? Do you maybe want to be a teacher, but maybe you don't want to be a teacher for young kids? Maybe you want to teach high school. So there's lots of different areas of academics that we can work on together. And I can also discuss picking out classes and how you manage working at a job with taking schoolwork while still maintaining a social life, all those things. Those are definitely areas that we can work on. and planning out what your academics look like from the time that you get here. You know, a lot of people think, well, I want to get done in 2 years. Definitely that is doable, but depending on what else is going on in your life. If you have to work full time, if you have to take care of siblings or you have children that you have to take care of, let's plan this out and see what it looks like so that you don't get overwhelmed. Um, Other areas are life skills. So I know life can get complicated, and I work with lots of students on lots of different life skill areas. It might be maybe you've never learned how to um, communicate in the workplace and you feel like you're struggling at your job. How do you have conversations with your instructors, with your teachers? How do you bring up problems that you need to get addressed in classroom settings? If you know you have a job and you're having difficulty at work, how do you talk to your supervisor to get the outcomes that you want? So just anything you can think of life skills, that's definitely something that we can work with. I spend a lot of time working with students and relationship issues. Those can be romantic, friendships, family, all sorts of relationships. And sometimes, you know, it's difficult when you're trying to make a transition from being a high school student to being a full-time college student, managing the workload, managing how to maintain friendships and other relationships. That can be really difficult. Um, so those are some things that I can definitely work on with students. Motivational skills. Usually it's about this time of the semester that I start seeing students for this particular reason. Maybe they've hit midterms and they're just burnt out with school. Um, and they need to remember why they're in school. And so that's something that we talk about a lot. You know, what made you go to college? What made you want to start college? What's burning you out? Let's talk about them. It may just be something where you can change your schedule around. Maybe this semester you've taken too many classes. So next semester, maybe you know that you need to adjust that. And I can help you figure out what the maximum is that you can work on before you get burnout. Um, and those can be motivational skills in all different kinds of areas. I'm just kind of relating a lot of this to school. And the one thing to remember is I am a licensed clinical professional counselor. So I'm not just a school counselor, I'm a counselor that works in a school. So there's lots of different things that we can talk about, not just academics. But I know that that does play a lot into your lives. The other thing that I have available is I can do referrals for psychiatry or specialized counseling if that's something that you need. And it's all of this that we've talked about is for free. Um, so we have an app that's called Timely Care that you can download to your phone. And the good thing about it, it has a crisis button where you can talk now. And whatever that crisis is, and I'm not available or it's after hours, you can use that. Some students use it for, let's say they fail a test or they get fired from their job. Those are all things that can cause crisis situations. And if you need to talk to somebody about that, that maybe isn't your friend or your family, you can press that button and you'll get right to a live counselor. Um, the other area is specialized counseling. So if it's not something that I do in the office or just a really something that I'm not set up to do because I'm the only clinician that works on campus right now. So I often think of if you need trauma counseling, you know, I can do a limited amount of trauma counseling, but if you really need something real specialized, something every week, I can refer you to get that as well. The other thing that is pretty exciting is this app allows you to have access to a psychiatrist and it's free. They are a licensed psychiatrist and you would meet with them just like you would anybody else. And it would be a video session like this. Um, and they don't take insurance. They'll never ask you for money. And they also, if you do get prescribed some medications, they will assist you and give you a card for some heavily discounted medications. I've talked to a lot of students that have used this and they really think it's great. They can meet with a psychiatrist in their car, on their phone, in the parking lot, in between classes, before work. It's just a really convenient way to get the psychiatric help that you might need. Students that I work with now, usually in this area, I'm coming to find out that it's usually about 4 to 6 months right now to get in to see a psychiatrist. And even with counseling, there's quite a wait right now. for these specialized counseling services. So this is something that could happen within the week that you call. If you have any questions about anything with mental health, um, how to use timely care, the psychiatry, the specialized counseling, please come by and see me in the Student Success Center. My office is right in front. If my door is open, you're welcome to come in and talk about this. Or once you get on campus, you can email me and we'll make an appointment and we can come in and see if maybe I'm a counselor that you would like, or you would like to be referred out. I just want everyone who wants counseling or psychiatry to have access to it. So please come in and talk to me about access to all of that. All right, one of my favorite things on campus, it's our relaxation room. It is located in the Student Success Center, and it is a quiet space for students to do your homework, relax, get away for a little bit. We have a lot of students that come in and they sleep. Maybe they've worked late at night, they had a test, they stayed up studying. We have giant bean bags and really comfy furniture that you can just put your music in and relax. You can also do your homework in there. There's some where it's dimly lit, but enough to see to do your homework. We have all kinds of activities in there that you can do if you just need to not do school for a little bit of time. We have all kinds of adult coloring books, puzzles. We have all kinds of novels, all kinds of things that are fun in there. Please stop by and visit the Relaxation Center. Take a minute and sit down, center yourself for the day, make a plan, and focus in there. It's a really good place to go. So that's our relaxation room. And you're welcome to go in there anytime that you want.
All right, thanks, Donnie.
No, you're welcome.
We have a few other important resources that we provide to students to help them succeed while they're at Johnny Logan. First, we have some important free student amenities. So Johnny Logan offers free printing to all of our students, right? You simply upload the document that you need printed, and then you walk towards a little drive-through window and pick it up maybe just an hour later. We'll have it waiting for you. Also, all parking on Johnny Logan's campus is free. So students don't have to purchase like a decal or pay any annual fee to park on campus. Students who need computers have access to several computer labs located around campus and in the library. And students can also take advantage of our laptop lending program to access a free laptop for the entire semester. The laptops are available to students in the library on a first come, first serve basis. Next is our Career Services Office. So through Career Services, students can apply for on-campus jobs, which are guaranteed to accommodate the student's class schedule and pay $15 an hour. Career counseling is also available to students through our Career Services Office. So whether you're an undecided freshman or you're a student who wants to totally change your program and career path, we'll provide that career counseling. And for students who need some assistance exploring possible careers, we make this test available to students for free called the Journey Test, which is sort of a test about their aptitudes and their interests. Takes 15 minutes or so. And then when you're finished with the test, it showcases the varieties of careers that you might want to pursue based on your interests and skills and aptitudes. And then the test also shows you what degree you need to earn to pursue that career, and then shows you what colleges and universities offer those degree programs. Our Career Services Office also conducts regular professional development workshops for our students, and even provides sort of interview prep and mock interviews to help students prepare for a job interview, and will help you create and polish your resume as well. Lastly, the Career Services Office, as you can see in the photo here, we have the Career Closet, where students can expand their wardrobe with professional attire that we make available to students for free and which they get to keep. Next is the Johnny Logan General Store, formerly called the Johnny Logan Bookstore, which is located by the cafeteria. So the general store now is where students can go to purchase school supplies, electronics, like we have tablets in there, and just all types of John A. Logan swag, from John A. Logan t-shirts to John A. Logan tumblers, you name it. Students can also get help purchasing and returning their textbooks by visiting the general store, right? Students order their textbooks through eCampus, which you can do online, but if you need help ordering that textbook, or if it's the wrong textbook and you need to return it, you can go to the general store and our staff there will help you with that. One of the most exciting facilities we have on campus is Logan Fitness, our premier fitness facility, which has dozens and dozens of exercise machines and treadmills and free weights, a walking track, and men's and women's locker rooms that come replete with a sauna. An aquatic center is also located within Logan Fitness. And the fitness center is now open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you're a student who's taking at least 6 credit hours in the fall or the spring, or 3 credit hours in the summer, you receive automatic Logan Fitness access. You just need your student ID number or your student ID card. But this is also a service that we make available to the community for non-students. They can also use the facility, and they can enroll an annual or a monthly membership, or even just purchase a day pass. And Logan Fitness offers dozens of instructor-led classes, along with personal trainers, 3D body scans, swim lessons, you name it. One of the most important resources we make available is our Child Care and Resource Referral Agency, CCRR. And so this agency relies on state and grant funds to help connect parents with childcare resources. So for instance, they will assist you in finding childcare providers and also help you pay for childcare through voucher programs. In terms of student life on campus, the college is home to over 30 student clubs. And some of these clubs are based on specific programs, like we've got the automotive club, the welding club, the nursing club, the philosophy club, while other clubs exist simply to connect students on the basis of their shared interests and hobbies. So we also have the cinema club, a chess club, campus ministries club, D&D club, and a dozen others. And so, you know, we really want to not underestimate the importance of belonging to a student club. It's in these clubs where students find some of their best friends, forge lifelong relationships, you know, engage in volunteer work, gain leadership experience. And really, it's our clubs that help foster a sense of community on campus. Of course, you know, for students to succeed, there's always, you know, the financial assistance that John A. Logan provides. And we'll have a future video session that does like a deep dive into scholarships and grants, but we can talk about them very briefly. John A. Logan offers over $1.5 million in scholarship opportunities. And students can apply for scholarships just by submitting a single application by clicking on the scholarship button from our website. In addition to scholarships, students are also eligible for grants. Some of those grants are going to be specific to program, like there's the PATH grant for our nursing and healthcare students. There's other grants for students who are going into the education field. And then there are grants that are tied specifically to students who are pursuing our applied tech or career technical education programs, like automotive services or welding or HVAC and that kind of stuff, where we can help students get access to tools and books for free. That's called the Perkins Grant. And then, of course, there are other grants that students can access just based on their financial need. The two most important ones are the Pell Grant and the MAP Grant, which a student becomes eligible for after completing their FAFSA, which we discussed a little bit in our previous video session, and we'll have another deep dive into scholarships, financial aid, the FAFSA program, or the FAFSA application in our future video as well. So those are our student success programs, resources, and amenities. Our next video session will be in November. I don't know, April, if you or Donnie have anything else that you want to add before we close it out.
The only thing I wanted to add is just make sure that don't feel that you have to do this college experience alone. There's a lot of professionals that are here to help you, and the student success is just one of the many areas where you can go and find help for if you don't have anybody else that can help you. So come see us.
Thanks.